some places don't just have history. They have something attached to them, something that lingers long after the people are gone. Across the United Kingdom, there are hundreds of haunted sites, but only a few stand out as the most terrifying, the most documented, and the most consistently active locations in the entire region. These are the places where investigators refuse to go alone, where locals warn visitors not to stay after dark, and where centuries of death, tragedy, and fear still echo through every stone and shadow. Tonight, we're counting down the top 10 most haunted places in the United Kingdom. From ancient castles soaked in blood to lonely villages still haunted by the dead. Take a deep breath, because some of these places are still open to the public. Number 10. Borley Rectory, Essex. Borley Rectory wasn't just rumored to be haunted. It was studied, documented, and witnessed by dozens of people for decades before the building burned down in 1939. The hauntings began almost immediately after the house was built. The sound of steps pacing the hallways at night, knocks on the walls, cold spots that lingered in certain rooms. But the most famous spirit was the nun, a sad, pale figure who appeared on the grounds and in the corridors. Many believed she was connected to a forbidden romance story between a monk and a nun that supposedly ended in tragedy. Over the years, messages mysteriously appeared on walls. Bells rang even after the wires were removed. Witnesses heard whispers right behind them, and objects moved on their own. One caretaker quit after claiming something stood over him in the dark, breathing heavily while he pretended to sleep. Even though Borley Rectory burned to the ground, paranormal investigators say the land itself still feels wrong. Some visitors report seeing the nun wandering the empty foundation, searching for the life she was denied. Number 9. Pluckley Village, Kent. Pluckley looks like a dream village straight out of a postcard, but at night, it becomes a nightmare. The village is officially recognized as one of the most haunted in Britain, with at least 12 well-documented spirits. The Red Lady roams the churchyard, crying as she searches for her lost child. Drivers have seen a phantom coach racing down the road with horses that kick up no dust. And one of the most disturbing sightings is the screaming man, who appears near a brickwork site, believed to be the ghost of a worker crushed by falling clay. But the most infamous location is the Screaming Woods, a quiet forest by day. But after sunset, hikers hear voices calling their names, footsteps circling them, and the unmistakable sound of someone running behind the trees. Locals avoid the area after dark. Some say the spirits of the old village refuse to rest. Number 8. Chillingham Castle, Northumberland. Chillingham Castle is breathtaking at first glance. Beautiful stone walls, manicured grounds, warm lighting. But once the sun goes down, the atmosphere changes. Guests often report seeing the Blue Boy, a young child who appears in a flash of blue light, screaming before suddenly disappearing into the stone walls. His bones, along with scraps of blue clothing, were actually discovered inside a wall during renovations, giving credibility to the legend. The castle also has a torture chamber, still intact, and the activity in that room is intense. Metal chains rattle on their own. Visitors feel cold breath on their necks. EVP recordings have captured moans of pain, and objects have fallen without explanation. Shadowy figures roam the hallways at night, pacing as if guarding the castle in death, just as they did in life. Many guests wake up during the night with the overwhelming feeling that someone is standing at the foot of their bed, watching. Number 7. Hampton Court Palace, Surrey. Hampton Court Palace is majestic, royal, and impossibly beautiful. but its ghost stories are some of the most famous in England. The most heartbreaking spirit is Catherine Howard, the fifth wife of Henry VIII. Witnesses say she can still be heard screaming down the haunted gallery, reenacting the moment she begged the king to spare her life before she was executed. There's also the Grey Lady, believed to be the spirit of a servant who succumbed to smallpox. She glides along corridors, sometimes stopping beside visitors as if trying to get their attention. Multiple staff members and security guards have experienced doors ripping open violently with no one behind them. One famous security video shows two massive doors swinging open with tremendous force, something an unseen energy appeared to cause. Even the palace staff admit, Hampton Court has ghosts, and they don't hide. Number 6. The Scariest Mountain Inn, Wales. The Scariest Inn is cozy by day, but its history is chilling. This is believed to be the oldest inn in Wales, and for centuries, it doubled as a courtroom. Hundreds of men were sentenced here, many of them executed by hanging inside the building itself. The beam where the hangings took place is still there. Guests have reported the feeling of a rope tightening around their neck, sudden pressure on their shoulders, and footsteps pacing around their bed at night. Some visitors wake with small, hand-shaped bruises on their arms, as if someone grabbed them while they slept. People also see the ghost of the executioner, described as a tall figure wearing dark clothing, standing silently at the top of the stairs. If walls could remember, the Scariest Inn remembers everything. Number 5. Leap Castle, Ireland. Leap Castle is one of the most terrifying haunted locations in the world. Its history is brutal, filled with betrayal, murder, and centuries of torture. The Bloody Chapel got its name after one brother murdered another during a mass. Visitors say you can still feel the rage in that room. But the worst presence inside Leap Castle is the Elemental. This entity is not a human spirit. Witnesses describe it as a horrifying shadow figure with a rotting face, hollow eyes, and the smell of sulfur following it wherever it goes. People who encounter it often experience sudden dizziness, overwhelming fear, and a sense of being watched by something ancient and malevolent. The Elemental isn't tied to a specific story. Experts believe it's something much older and much darker. Number 4. Pendle Hill, Lancashire. Pendle Hill is peaceful during the day, but beneath that calm exterior lies one of the darkest chapters in the UK's history. In 1612, 10 people from the area were accused of witchcraft and executed after a series of trials fueled by fear, superstition, and betrayal. Locals say the land has never recovered from the tragedy. Modern-day hikers report disembodied chanting, shadow figures moving between trees, and the sensation of being followed up the hill. Whispers that stop the moment you turn around. Some visitors have felt invisible hands grab their ankles. Others claim to see ghostly women watching from the ruins of old cottages. Pendle Hill looks peaceful, but it holds centuries of pain beneath its soil. Number 3. The Ancient Ram Inn, Gloucestershire. The Ancient Ram Inn looks like a small, charming cottage, but it's considered one of the most violent haunted houses in the UK. Visitors report extreme poltergeist activity, beds shaking, doors slamming, and voices screaming right into their ear. The most haunted area is the Bishop's Room, where countless guests have fled in terror. People claim they've seen monks, nuns, and shadowy figures surrounding the bed, watching. The owner himself reported being dragged out of bed by an invisible force. Others said they felt something climb onto the mattress beside them. This isn't a gentle haunting. The Ancient Ram Inn feels aggressive, like something doesn't want you there. Number 2. Edinburgh Castle, Scotland. Edinburgh Castle has seen centuries of war, plague, imprisonment, and death, and its spirits haven't left. One of the most famous is the Headless Drummer, a ghost who appears when danger is near. Witnesses see a figure marching through the halls without a head. The old dungeons are filled with activity. Phantom footsteps, chains clanking, sudden freezing cold, and full-body apparitions appearing and vanishing. Beneath the castle are old vaults used as plague isolation chambers. Visitors feel pressure on their chest as if someone is leaning on them. Others see faces peering out of pitch-black rooms. Even tour guides refuse to enter certain areas alone. Number 1. The Tower of London, England. The Tower of London has witnessed more suffering, betrayal, and execution than almost any other building in the world. Its walls are soaked with 1,000 years of blood and tragedy. The most famous ghost is Anne Boleyn, who walks the courtyard carrying her severed head. Guards have seen her standing in the chapel, staring mournfully at the place she once prayed. Then there are the princes in the tower, 2 young boys believed to have been murdered by their uncle. Witnesses have seen 2 pale children holding hands in the corridors before fading into darkness. And countless guards have reported being grabbed, shoved, or whispered to while patrolling at night. Some say the Tower of London isn't haunted by individual ghosts, but by the weight of its entire history, a place where the past refuses to die. If you enjoyed this countdown and want more haunted locations from around the world, make sure you subscribe to Paranormal Square. And if you've ever experienced something paranormal yourself, send your story to us for a chance to be featured in a future episode. Thank you for watching. And remember, some places never forget what happened inside their walls.